At this time, I would like to welcome Amy Johnson, the founder of Rock from the Heart, up for a special introduction.
First, can we give a hand for Emily, Miss Minnesota? Isn't she beautiful? And she's gonna maybe someday operate on your hearts. Who knows? That's the goal. So we're kind of got to shift the schedule a little bit because it's really, the only constant is change, right, in this world. But we have another incredible guest that is here who's actually joining us for her third Rock from the Heart. It's an incredible honor to have connected with one of my heroes as a young woman growing up in the 80s, to see powerful women doing powerful things, but then to also learn after Pete and I got married that she was a heart surgery survivor and is still out there doing what she loves. She has the beat. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Gina Schock, legendary Rock and Roll Hall of Fame drummer from the Go-Go's.
Hello, everyone. Dr. Farkas, thank you very much. That was very informative, and I was trying to follow, but I have a lot more questions. Every time I come here, I walk away thinking it gets my mind going, and I want to know more and more and more. So these are really good. This is a great thing that Amy and Pete do every year, and I am so happy and proud to be a part of this. I'll come every year for the rest of my life because I'm so grateful to be a part of this. We all have our stories, and we're all here for different reasons, but the one main thing is to talk about our experience, or personally, or with a family member, with a friend that's had any sort of heart issues that are life and death things. I had a congenital defect in my heart, and the way that I found out is we were getting ready to do a tour, and I kept getting sick all the time, and before you go on a major tour, you have to get a physical. So we all went to get our physicals, and they said, oh, by the way, you have a heart murmur, which is usually not a big deal, nothing. Well, we followed through with it more, and I had to wear this monitor. Anyway, they found out that I had a hole in my heart, like the size of a golf ball, and that if it wasn't tended to within 2 years, that it would be beyond repair, and I would be dead by the time I was 30. So that was very sobering news for a rock and roll person. You know what I mean? It's like, well, not that I'm crazy with things, but I've had quite the life, I gotta say. It's been fun and great, and I've experienced so many things that normally I wouldn't have. Some good, some bad, for your health. But anyway, I'm here. Okay, let me get back to the subject. Anyway, that was really frightening, and I didn't know what I was gonna do except get to deal with it immediately. I couldn't walk around with that, knowing that, information about myself. And I said, I want to get this operation ASAP. We postponed the tour. We went out for one last big hurrah in Palm Springs. And the girls all rented an El Dorado and what else? A Jag, all convertibles, driving to Palm Springs like 5 crazy women. And we had a great time because we thought, the girls were like, well, if this is your last hurrah, let's really do it right. So I'm like, you bet. So I was only allowed to smoke pot. Anyway, that's another story. So there was a lot going on. But this is the 80s, Wow. Anyway, I got through that. I had 1 week, and I got a cardiac catheterization, which they had to do back then before. I don't know if they still do that, Pete, Amy, I'm not sure, but I'll want to know. Anyway, well, they don't do the operation that I had. I have so much to say. I got to calm down. I went in to do that, and apparently you had more of a chance of dying from cardiac catheterization than you do the actual surgery, which was kind of crazy. But that were the specs back then. And I did that, and then like a week later, I went in and had heart surgery. And of course, that was something that left a mark, a scar on me that will, figuratively, and that'll never go away. I am always aware that I have been given the gift of life by finding out that I had a congenital defect, and by having some great people around me that helped me take care of it right away, I had the operation at Cedars-Sinai, and I had the best of care. The doctors, the people that you have around you is so important, the support and the knowledgeable people, very, very important. Always remember that, guys. Always ask questions, always want to know more, especially when it's about you. You know, that tends to wake your ass up and want to know, because we want to live, anyway, so I had that, and ever since then, I try to like align myself with any folks that are trying to spread the word, because, you know, it was like being stuck in a bad movie, you guys. Here I am, like being a rock star, and then this knocked me right back down to size. It's like, well, yeah, it can happen to you. And it really was like being in a bad movie. I couldn't believe that something that always happened to everyone else was happening to me. So it can happen to anyone, and we always need to be aware and to try to be as knowledgeable about it as possible, because you just never know. And I want to thank everybody for being here and being a part of this, because Pete and Amy are just two of the finest people that I know, and they spend their whole lives just trying to get the word out and educate people with Rock from the Heart. And so, I don't know, I just want to say that what's important is knowledge and having a support system around you that doesn't fail you. You know, people that love you and care about you, because you need a lot of that when you're going through these things. And I don't know, I just want to say thanks, and I'm forever grateful for being able to have the rest of my life, and I am very grateful to be a part of Pete and Amy's Rock from the Heart, and I thank you all for coming here and listening to this, because it's, spread the word, folks. Thank you, I love you very much, thank you.
Thank you for being a part of the Rock from the Heart community and for joining us today. Your presence and engagement make a huge difference in raising awareness and building a stronger support network for those affected by aortic and heart valve disease. Thank you so much for attending today.